While screening for disabilities and other developmental delays typically occurs at the age of 2, behavior analyst and founder of Caribbean Behavioral Intervention Services, Patricia Williams, said signs are now being noticed as early as 2 months old. In tonight's Inner Circle segment with Mahalia Joseph-Wharton, she shares some advice with parents.
Behavior analyst and founder of Caribbean Behavioral Intervention Services, Patricia Williams, says parents must monitor the development of their little one closely.
The child cannot be screened at 2 months old, but the parents can start paying attention to certain things from 2 months old. The ability for a child to follow the adult around the room, the sounds coming from the child, whether the child can babble, and when that child turns themselves, rolls from one side to the next, if the child is just lying in the crib and doing nothing at all, no sound, they're concerned.
She shares some of the key things parents must look for.
So as the child gets older, a child may be talking at 3 but not communicating. A child may not be able to follow an instruction, go and pick up your shoes or close the cupboard or bring an apple. They're not processing. It sounds like it's going in one ear and it's coming out the other. So even though your child is growing, they may not be meeting those developmental milestones.
Mrs. Williams says parents often ask her how they can help their children to follow instructions.
How do I get my child to cooperate? How do I get my child potty trained? How do I get my picky eater to eat and experience more foods and textures? So one of the basic things that we tell parents, especially if a child has been diagnosed, we tend to see parents who hold back and anticipate everything that the child needs, gives the child everything that they need. And that really, in a lot of cases, hinders the development of the child.
The best way to assist children who aren't cooperating is through a change in mindset by the parent.
In most cases, once you address behaviors in a consistent manner and in a way where you don't assume that the child will gain the skills, but the child is taught the skills intentionally and consistently, we see that parents can address behaviors, any kinds of behaviors.
She says a more proactive approach must be taken.
Right now, you call them, they ignore you. You tell them to come, they ignore you. Come and sit down. And so we're asking parents, if you say come, go and get the child. If you say sit the child down. That's the only way that your child will know that sit means to sit down. Come means come to me. So demonstrate, model it, and you do it and practice it again and again and again. And usually, we call it the ABCs of behavior. What the child meets as a consequence to what they're doing is usually what will make that behavior come more often or increase.
The ABC approach to behavior, which is antecedent, behavior, and consequence, is an observation tool that teachers can use to analyze what happened before, during, and after a behavior. I'm Mahalia Joseph-Wharton, keeping tabs on your inner circle.